An outstanding year, the team leader in points, the product from Smithtown, New York. Boston College on the opposite end as you see the lineup here for Stony Brook. Towie will be on defense in front of Sandy. Have a couple of midfielders as well who will play both mid and defense. While for Boston College, it will be Brennan Klein in net. Ask Eklund there in the midfield, the team leader in goals this season, as that one's flicked out of play. A little miscommunication there in the early going leads to a corner for Boston College. So the Eagles will try to take advantage here. Leo Guarino will go to the corner to try to send this one in. He's trying to clear those leaves over there, so trying to rake them free. Another turnover, and now here's the speed of Stony Brook. Trying to work up the wing, but it's kicked out of play by Christian Behar. So Behar has found his way onto that defensive unit, and after last year for Boston College, earned the starting role here on the season. Played all 90 minutes against Iona, had an assist on the Ask Eklund goal in that matchup. Product from Lawrence, Massachusetts. This is passed down to the near side for Max Andrews. Sends it into the box. That one takes a hop, but Sandy able to corral that one easily. Sandy will give this one the boot and send it way upfield. Good strong leg for Rashawn Sandy. The Eagles trying to work their way through now. Trying to find it on the opposite end. That's to the freshman, Michael Sari. Forward now finds a pass here through the middle. Good vision. Was able to find Brian Toro, who played for IFA New England, also a product from Excel Charter School in East Boston. I don't see a lot of charter school products make D1, so for Brian Toro, able to work his way into the starting lineup after a couple of games off the bench to start the year. Reads Gundelach. Pass it back. Boston College, a team that likes to build from behind, with head coach Bob Thompson leading the charge in his 5th season for the Eagles. Behar plays it on the left side. Has plenty of space, some support defense as Guarino now corrals the ball. This is back for Burkhart. He's going to switch directions here on the near side to Andrews. Stony moving well on the defensive end. Sari on the far end. Tries to get across in the box. There's a chance, and just wide. Maybe not even a foot on it from Marcos Dos Santos. Well, Dos Santos had a good lane, unmarked into the box. Good cross that comes in on a strong leg from Asari. Just looked like Dos Santos was maybe just a little bit too late. Couldn't get the cleats on it. Was looking for a foul there. Boston College appealing to our head referee, but looked like it was pretty clean. Dos Santos, the sophomore from Windham, New Hampshire, wanted to stay close to his family, so chose Boston College. Started in almost every game last year for the Eagles. 14 out of the 16 games he had to start this year. A staple in the starting lineup. 13 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists for 6 points. That one again in the box, but it's blocked, and it's going to go out of play. Second corner, early corner for the Eagles. The Eagles had 3 corners against Notre Dame. They gave up 7 in their most recent matchup. It was a 1-1 draw. That's Eklund scoring the equalizer. That's tipped, kicked in front, goal! Andrews finds the back of the net, and Boston College takes a 1-0 lead. Andrews at the right spot at the right time as a broken play allows Boston College a gift in front of the goal mouth. Not much Rashawn Sandy can do. It's the first goal of the year for Andrews. had 2 assists coming into today, and Andrews early in this one puts Boston College on top. Right back to the action. It's gonna go back into the box. Klein will see the ball for the first time. Oh, Andrews, a transfer from Army back in his freshman year, was the 2022 Patriot League Rookie of the Year. Played 15 games, or started 15 games that season, played 16, and the second most minutes on the team. Andrews earlier this year picked up his first career point against Iona, now picks up his first career goal here against Stony Brook. Again, the Eagles getting behind that defense. So Gundelach will now reset with the defense. It's C.J. Williams back there with Gundelach, as well as Jack Burkhart, the 3 defensive players. You can hear this. Eagles bench has been lively here at the start of the game. Right back to the near side for Andrews, tried to sneak a pass through, able to rebound it on the ricochet, and now Dos Santos gets double teamed. Triangle passing for Stony Brook. There was some contact there on the near side. It's gonna lead to a free kick for the Seawolves. Trevor Harrison tried to send that one up the field, but was unable to with some traffic in front. Harrison, we talked about him, leading scorer here for Stony Brook. 5 goals, 2 assists on the season. Last year, Harrison played in 16 matches with 8 starts. Had a career best 13 points. There's a foul called against Stony Brook. So now on the near side, Boston College will get the free kick. We talked about corners. The Eagles, 9 corners in their last 2 matchups, have only surrendered 8. Much better than most of the games this season for Boston College, where they've been statistically outperformed on corners. Now Stony Brook looking for the equalizer. Flag is up. That's going to be offside on the chance from Jonas Bichkus. Another player for this Stony Brook team that comes in with the accolades as a senior from Lithuania. It's part of the team for Stony Brook last season that helped them into the CAA tournament. Ryan Anatol, the head coach for Stony Brook in his 14th season, helping transition the program from America East to the CAA. Had a lot of success in the America East. Now Andrews again in space. Andrews trying to out-hustle Harrison. Harrison a little bump. Andrews stays in front and now sends the cross in off the body. And that just ricochets off Salini, and Salini will concede another corner. Well, Boston College doing a really good job just trying to get chances here in the attacking third. Now the 3rd corner for Boston College. Sorry on a run. That's going to go deep and almost towards the back end post, but just out of play. So a goal kick coming up for Sandy. Good idea there from Boston College. Try to just go on net. As you take a look at Rashawn Sandy. Sandy, the junior from San Fernando, Trinidad. Started every game this year for the Seawolves. Came over from Yavapai College, was a 2023 first-team All-Region and second-team All-Conference selection during his freshman season. Fought for there on the far side by Toro. Now taken by Behar, some contact there, but it's gonna go out of play off the kick. So Boston College will get a throw-in right in front of the crowd here at the Newton Soccer Complex. Chilly night in Newton, but the fans have braved the elements. Some gloves, some scarves, maybe some beanies out there. Eagles able to find the back of the net. It was Max Andrews putting the Eagles on top here early. Sorry again tries to reset with the defense. We talked about that Notre Dame game for Boston College, a 1-1 tie against the reigning runner-up from last year. The ACC has just been a gauntlet this year, especially with the addition of the new teams. It has been a battle. That one again, just trying to find an alley there, but nothing opens up for Boston College. They regain possession there at midfield. Toro again. Felt the pressure from Harrison, got rid of it, and now here's a turnover. This is where Stony is so dangerous in transition, and that's too heavy off the foot. Looked like Donqua was looking for a call, maybe thought that he had the advantage, and when nothing was called, he just stopped on the ball. Boston College able to take over. Now a lick to the far side. It goes out of play, so a throw in here for Stony Brook. Not only is the BC bench into this one, but the coaching staff has been involved, yelling commands here from the near side, trying to get BC right back into the offensive end. Asari just dances his way through. Has to fight off one last defender, and now is in clear space. Touched it over to Dos Santos, who tells Gundelach to just settle it down a bit. And now over to CJ Williams, who's developed into a phenomenal defender. Back outside to the left. Behar looks in the middle for Toro. Toro now looks to the right, has Andrews, will keep it. Waits for something to open. Now left foot, pass through. Tried to chip it, but it looked like it took a deflection through, and now Boston College will regain it. So Stony Brook hasn't been able to sustain the pressure here against the Eagles. They have been able to stop opportunities here after that goal from Max Andrews. Eagles have outscored their opponents 10-5 in the first. It's their best half on the season. They've been outscored 8-11 in the second half. So the throw in. Trying to find an opening. Some space again that opens up for Donqua. Found the space over for Cellini. Cellini surveys, now waits. Andrews was waiting for Dos Santos. Dos Santos comes over for the double team. Here's a quick pass inside for Donqua again. Cross into the box. Golazo! Olsen, a lick, the forward. Finds the back of the net deep inside the BC box. And we are all tied at 1-1. Looks like we are gonna get a review here on this play. Olsen Alick was the one that got in behind the BC defense, was able to find the back of the net. It's the first goal of the year as it stands. On the field, it was called a good goal. Our officials will now head under the broadcast booth to take a peek here at this replay. A right foot shot for Alick. There's a beautiful cross into the box by Caleb Donqua, the junior from Brooklyn, New York. Dos Santos here on the near side trying to communicate with the alternate official. So Olsen Alick awaiting the review. A graduate student. Last year was a All-CAA third-team selection, playing in 16 matches with 11 starts. So our review is over, and it is deemed a good goal. So we are all tied at 1-1 here in Newton. First goal by Max Andrews to put Boston College on top, and now Olsen Alick gives Stony Brook the equalizer here in the first half. So a goal in the 5th and a goal in the 12th. Gundelach now will reset. Boston College, let's see if they have a response now after giving up that goal that tied this one. Toto with a nice turn. Hard pass to Dos Santos. Andrews is running. Andrews sends a cross into the box, but too heavy. It's going to go over the crossbar and out of play. Well, how about this start offensively for both these teams? Just one goal for the Eagles against Notre Dame. Well, Stony Brook, they picked up 2 goals against Lafayette, but dropped that contest 4-2. Were shut out by UNC Wilmington 4-0. A 50-50 ball. Asari left with it and got fouled as he was trying to make a turn. So now Boston College awarded the free kick. This comes down the wing for Andrews. He's been involved in a lot of the offensive plays for Boston College. Right back to Toto in the middle. Toto had a vision out to the left, tries to sneak a pass in. Back flick is taken away. And now it's Stony Brook's opportunity. Cellini has good speed. Good ball, was looking for Harrison, but got turned around there with Andrews. So Harrison unable to track that one down. Both teams doing a really good job just trying to build from their defense, get those long passes, get the forwards to commit. About 15 minutes have gone by here in the first half. We're at the Newton Soccer Complex here in Newton, Massachusetts on the campus of Boston College. I'm Luis Sanchez. Happy to bring you some NCAA soccer here on ACC Network Extra. It's the Boston College Eagles and the Stony Brook Seawolves all tied at 1-1. 2 goals early here in the first half. Eagles trying to wrap up their non-conference play before heading to North Carolina to take on the Tar Heels. Stony Brook will finish up with William and Mary next Saturday. Again, the Eagles push forward. It's C.J. Williams on the left side. Crowd continues to file in here in Newton. Through the middle, again a chance. Bitkus lost that one, was trying to set it up again on the far side for a lick, but C.J. Williams shows off his speed and catches up with that one. Now Toto again. Back to Dos Santos. Eagles will rotate it to the left side. Asari was trying to get a run, got behind the defense, just C.J. Williams did not see him. More pressure up top. So a lick and Bitkus will have the pressure as the 2 forwards. And a good job there by a lick to create the turnover. Now tried to pass it through for Donqua, but Donqua went the wrong way. Now Burkhart was trying to go quick, but pulled it back as the defense settled in. Andrews with Dos Santos, uses his size to get in front. And resets it back to Gundelach. Brennan Klein to the left side. So they're trying to get on that left side here. Really going after Justin Jean-Louis, the sophomore. Asari tries to get it back into the box. Took a deflection, but I'm not sure if it hit Asari again. No, it's going to be a corner for Boston College. So Asari able to create another opportunity in the attacking third. Another set piece comes from the corner for Boston College. 4th corner of the match for the Eagles. Eagles had a season-high 10 corners in their matchup against Merrimack in the 1-0 victory earlier this year. Andrews And Gundelach in the box. Ask Eklund on the run. They're going to send the low kick here to Asari, and it's going to be cut off and kicked right back out of play for another corner. Brian Toro will come here to the near side, get some coaching. Frankie De Agostino relays the message. Now Toro will go back and set up. Gundelach right in the goal box while Andrews and Eklund make a run. That's in on Sandy. Got punched. Eklund shot. It was stopped on the goal line. Another chance, but it's too high from Behar. Goal line save for the Seawolves defense. And we were just talking about Justin Jean-Louis, the sophomore. He goes right on the goal line to help Sandy and kicks it clear of any trouble. Seawolves, after conceding that opening goal, have looked much better, settling in here in Newton. Again, back to CJ. Williams sends it to Klein, and he'll just line drive it to the far side. Asari had to put on the turbo jets to catch up with that one. We're talking about Boston College trying to attack Justin Jean-Louis. He does a really good job settling in there with some pressure and able to keep his composure on the goal line. Last year, only playing in 7 matches. Klein looking down the wing. Asari with a nice header. Has the speed. He's going to size up his defender and Bruno Penny, and Penny deflects that one. That's going to be a throw-in. So good job recovering from Penny, the junior from New Zealand. Very diverse roster here for Stony Brook. Players from Canada, Trinidad, Netherlands, Lithuania, New Zealand. Back on the near side. Andrews looks for an opening. Now CJ Williams. Head up, tries to pick out the right pass, and he'll touch it to Burkhart, who touches it right back. A lot of stagnant bodies now, just trying to find quick passes here for the Eagles. Burkhart does a good job to avoid the double team. Another cross into the box. Guarino settles. Guarino tried to fire a shot, but a good job getting in front of that one was Bas Beckhoven. He's a product from the Netherlands. A lot of good international experience. So now the Eagles will try to control this game on their terms. We saw early on Boston College try to go quickly. Now they've kind of settled in and tried to, again, build from the backs. Sorry to Guarino. Cuts it back to the opposite side. Now Burkhart has plenty of space. Andrews was creeping over. It's going to deflect right to Max Andrews. Dos Santos. Back out now Harrison. He's been double teamed every time he's seen the ball. Good recovery again by Alex Fleury. And Dos Santos will take it away. That's all the way back for Klein. So Boston College, anytime they're running into trouble, they're able to reset either with the defense or Brendan Klein, who was an all ACC preseason selection. Klein, who will be looking to continue his career, whether it's here in the States or internationally. Turf Monster comes out against the Eagles. And that's going to give it back to Stony Brook. Olsen a lick. Sends it back. This is going to come right towards midfield and out of play, so Boston College will get the throw in. Bas Beckhoven just mishit that one, but coming right back to get it was a lick. Olsen a lick, ran into some trouble, but creates the turnover. Now Fleury down the left side, tries to get by Burkhart, but it's kicked out of play, and it's going to be a throw in here for Stony Brook. Fleury does a really good job helping out his teammate. Realized his teammate was in some trouble. Comes in, gets the deflected ball, and then gets it into the attacking third. Now here's a chance for the Seawolves. Back out for a lick. Touch across there for Jean-Louis. And into the box. Nice little head fake. Dancing through. Behar, some contact, and no whistle from the official. Was all over it on that one. Could have been a penalty kick if a foul was called. In the box. But again, Stony Brook just feels comfortable now. They feel like, again, they're settling in to the atmosphere here in Newton. Now CJ Williams, deep ball, looking for Dos Santos. Dos Santos able to settle in, and looks like a foul is going to be called here against Marcos Dos Santos. Some contact under Beckhoven. It's one of those plays that Dos Santos tries to utilize to his advantage. At just 5'9", able to not looking to bridge those players on those 50-50 balls, but if he can force them into making the early jump, he tries to sneak in behind them, sometimes sneaks in a little too close. And that's where the foul came. Harrison was looking to make some contact, but it's going to go out of play. Another throw in for Boston College. Dos Santos now, double team comes. Guarino, too heavy off the contact. Can credit Penny for Stony Brook there to force that turnover. Hard pass to Harrison. Harrison draws Dos Santos, tries to cut it back. Will get some support from Cellini, and out of play again. And now Boston College getting some help from their forwards as Guarino and Ask Eklund forced back. That time it was Guarino who came in. It's Boston College team heavily called for the fouls this year. Eagles are third in the ACC in fouls per game at 10. More contact, Toro. Looked like it was the extra push there from Brian Toro that's going to draw the foul. Alex Fleury, again the sophomore, gets involved. So Cellini will line it up. Looks like Fleury is alongside with him. Fleury will make the original run, sends the cross into the box. High cross, but a good job keeping it from going out of play. And now on the far side, it's Lick who keeps it in control of Stony Brook, but good defense again from Asari and had some help from Christian Behar. Burkhart just quickly tries to exit his own defensive third. BC crowd trying to get into it and support the Eagles here on senior night. 6 seniors honored before the game here today, including the captain Diego Ochoa, Leo Guarino, who came over from Wake Forest, Jonathan Murphy, Arsen Malcumian, Mark Boy, and Tomas Jordan, all honored here on senior day. Long throw in into the box. Burkhart will have it, and now clears it out to Asari, and he will just try to dance away from any trouble. Good moves to keep the ball in his control. Now Toro was trying to get it across to Dos Santos, but mishit off the pressure. Good job coming in from Donqua. Donqua has altered a couple of passes here from the Eagles. Again, possession back to Stony Brook. Good chance here for Cellini. Cellini looks down the wing. Quick pass, trying to get the give and go. Donqua got dispossessed, and Boston College will just send it back towards midfield. Andrews came in on that to create the turnover. And the Eagles, for a little bit there, they just had Gundalak and CJ Williams really playing the 2 defender roles, and Behar and Max Andrews were able to push up, but now Andrews and Behar kind of lined up with Gundelach and CJ Williams. It's back towards Andrews. Good job to avoid a lick originally and then gets called for a hold. Olsen a lick, draws the foul. Had Andrews spun around there for a moment. Andrews had to regain control, but couldn't do it without committing the foul. So now another free kick comes for Stony Brook. 18 minutes remaining here in the first half. A quick start. Boston College struck first. It was Max Andrews with his first career goal, put Boston College on top in the 5th. And then in the 12th minute, Olsen a lick with the equalizer. Contact there on Dos Santos, a foul is called. Boston College will get the free kick. Bob Thompson here on the near side in his 5th season, 1930-19 career record. Helped guide Boston College to the NCAA tournament back in 2019, picked up a win against Yale in the first round before falling to Washington in round 2. And Thompson familiar with this Stony Brook program and head coach Ryan Anatol. Thompson spending 4 years at UMass Lowell with the Riverhawks while they were in the America East Conference, along with Stony Brook. Now another chance through the middle, but looked like Burkhart wanted to send it. Instead, goes back outside. So both coaching staffs had a good moment before the game, exchanging pleasantries. Another turnover as Boston College gives it up, trying to make a push. A lick on the near side, trying to send it back in front. Shot, goal! But no, there's a flag up. Went up just a little too late. Jonas Bitkus had a chance to put Stony Brook on top, but the flag goes up and cancels that one. Great breakdown of the defense from Alick and Donquah. They had a good give and go there, and then the cross into the box, the low cross into the box, found the foot of Bitkus and could not avoid the flag from going up. Now Max Andrews. Guarino waits for the bouncer, but mishits it out of play. And with the focus on Harrison today, it's been Donquah and Alick that have really guided this offense. And they'll continue to do it. Now Jean-Louis on the far side. Some space for the sophomore. Sends it into space. Bitkus is gonna draw the foul on CJ Williams. So a little too much contact from CJ Williams, and Boston College now gives up a free kick in their own defensive third. Set pieces have looked really clean for the Seawolves. They have Cellini again back there. Alex Fleury was the one that took it the last time, but Cellini will line it up. He has Jean-Louis at the top of the box. We'll send this one towards the box. It's Andrews who gets up first. Settled by Alick. Guarino came in to take it away. Well, that one was still bouncing. Now Guarino hits the ground. So Leo now draws the foul. Possession back to Boston College. And you can feel the physicality increasing here in Newton with 14 minutes remaining. Now a chance for CJ Williams. Dos Santos on the right side. Kind of cherry picks the line. Low ball to Asari. Quick touch in front. He'll get it blocked on the far side. Good defense again by Stony Brook. They have not allowed Michael Asari to break free on that left side, although he has tried. Guarino will go back for the corner kick. Sixth corner here of the first half for the Eagles. High cross, back end for Toro, left it for Ask Eklund. He'll reset to Burkhart. Burkhart sends it back in, back flick. Was trying to get it off the head of Moritz Gundelach, and it looked like it deflected off of Stony Brook, and it did. So it'll be another corner coming up for Boston College. It's the 7th corner for the Eagles. They're already on pace to have the most corners in this matchup than they have had all season long. 2 shots on goal for Boston College, 1 for Stony Brook. Another cross, high cross, goes backdoor for Andrews. Set it up back in front. Eklund was trying to set up, but here's Behar. Fires a shot over the crossbar. That was a rifle. Good idea for Christian Behar, who had it right on his left foot. Well, 5 shots for Boston College now, 7 corners. Couple of offsides called against Stony Brook. They have 4 fouls, 1 shot, but 1 goal. We'll take those percentages. Back out for a lick. It's gonna go out of play on the deflection, and it remains with Stony Brook. Well, both teams have done a good job keeping the leading scorers quiet. Ask Eklund, and haven't really seen much from him here in the first half, as well as Trevor Harrison. Every time Harrison has gotten possession, Boston College sends the double team, and he is quick to release or quick to get dispossessed. Good feed for Dos Santos, who gets shoved from behind. We'll call that a love tap from Bas Beckhoven. It looks like maybe just a stern warning here. No cards coming out of the pocket. I think he agrees as well. Beckhoven will go back to his defensive position. Well, again, this game has turned into a physical match. Well, game started off with a goal for Max Andrews. His first career goal came in the 5th minute. Osuna Lick was able to equalize 7 minutes later in the 12th. And we are all tied at 1-1. Things have settled in nicely here since, as Asari, a little too aggressive, trying to regain possession of that ball, commits the foul. That was Penny again getting in the way. Well, Penny has done a good job on Asari on that far side. He's gotten a couple of times some help from Bas Beckhoven, but holding his own on that battle. There's a turnover. Dos Santos trying to make a run. Forced back towards midfield, and now it's going to go all the way to the near side for Cellini, who tries to send a runner. It was Harrison who made the original run, and Toro got some contact from behind. It might have been Bitchkus who came in and maybe just got some contact in that rib area where Toro is holding on to. 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. 1-1 the score. A beautiful fall night in Newton, Massachusetts, here on the campus of Boston College at the Newton Soccer Complex. Final non-conference matchup for both these teams. Toro was trying to get it back to the defense. Instead, it's taken. Bitchkus to the far side. Now Jean-Louis gets a pop-up ball. Little run there, but ran into Brian Toro, who did a good job regrouping and getting back into position. A little 9-on-9 back there with Alick and Eklund. It goes out of play for the throw-in. We mentioned the foul numbers here for both teams. BC now with 6 fouls, 5 for Stony Brook. It's a Boston College team that uncharacteristically this season, very undisciplined. Talked about the 3rd in the ACC in fouls per game, as that one stays in possession here for Stony Brook. Eagles also 2nd in the conference in red cards, and 3rd in the ACC in yellow cards. Be a corner coming up for Stony Brook. Looks like Jean-Louis will be the short option. Low line drive, flicked off the crossbar. What a chance. Bitchkus had it, but just off target as it hits the crossbar, comes back out. It will be the second corner coming up for Stony Brook. Fleury is the one to take it. Sends another bouncer in. That one almost bounced up on the hands of Asari, was able to readjust there. Now Fleury again. Nice move to split the D, but got kicked out of play here for a long throw-in coming up from about midfield for the Seawolves. Salini trying to move forward here. Eagles look like they'll send in a couple of subs with 7 minutes remaining. Turn around there. Bitchkus goes down to the ground. Ref says play on. Right over to Toro. Tried to feed it to Behar. Behar was going the opposite way. Now Jean-Louis will create the counter opportunity. Overran it and just let it go between his legs. Maybe a little too fancy. Eagles will have 3 subs try to check in here. Jonathan Murphy, Arsen Melkumian, and the final sub will be Marcy Colleen. Christian Behar, Leo Guarino will come to the sideline. This will be a throw-in for Boston College. Trying to find some momentum here at the end of the first half. It's really been all Stony Brook in the last 10 minutes. A little too heavy on the contact from Donqua, and Donqua called for the foul. 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Boston College scored in the first 5. It was Max Andrews with his first goal of the season. Gundelak on the near side. Has Andrews making a run. Tries to feed it through for Asari, but a little too late there on that opportunity. Now it's Stony Brook. Trying to get the offense going. CJ Williams looks. Finds Marcy Colleen. Now Gundelak. Right at midfield. Will reset back to CJ Williams. Eagles now just trying to create a gap here against this Seawolves defense. You can see just good pressure from Bitchkus. Colleen back to midfield for Burkhart. Tries to get the run on the left side. Was intended for Murphy. Murphy into the box. Murphy taken down. And no, that's just a ball contact. Looked like Murphy might have. A couple of good defensive plays here for Stony Brook, and especially inside the box where they're not too hard of a foul. It's something that could probably go either way. The official has allowed both teams to play on both sides of the field. Corner comes in. Another high corner. Shot was deflected. Another rebound from Andrews, and it's going to go out of play. A couple of good blocks again. That time getting low was Sean Towie, a graduate student from North Babylon, New York. Sandy just trying to push his teammates forward so he can get a deep kick here. Good boot from Sandy, gets to about midfield. It's flicked back, and now a chance for the offense to try to move forward. Bijkus to the near side. Cellini cuts it back. He's getting the pressure there. And then a turnover at midfield. Andrews sends it right back. Cellini with possession, tries to draw the defense. That's a good tackle there, and a couple of Eagles with a chance to go 2-on-0, but taken back. Bijkus tries to turn, has no opening. Resets. Jean-Louis back inside the box. Low cross, took a couple of deflections, and it's going to go back towards the corner flag, and it's going to be a throw-in. So a deep throw-in here for Stony Brook. Jean-Louis gives it up. Little spin there from Alik. Alik gets dispossessed. And then sent right back in toward. A couple of crosses that have been dangerous in the box here for Stony Brook. The Eagles had one goal called off on an offside that Stony Brook thought they had. Gundelach looks to the left side. Murphy comes in. Has Behar there. Now another chance back out to Eklund. Low cross, but wide of the net, and that's because it took a deflection. So another corner for Boston College. The Eagles will now have their 9th corner of the match here with less than 90 seconds to go. Boston College will stack the box. Cross comes in. Again, towards Eklund. He's just gonna deflect it back, sends it right into the box, looking for, looked like Andrews was the one there. Williams sends it back. Again to the opposite end. And now Stony Brook takes it away on the heavy pass. Jean-Louis lets it go out of play for the throw-in. So both teams looking for an opportunity here after 44 minutes of play in the final minute, trying to pull ahead and take some momentum into the locker room. Eagles create the turnover with 30 seconds remaining. Asari to Burkhart. Burkhart was looking right, didn't have anything, has to reset left with C.J. Williams. 20 seconds remain, and now Williams finds Behar, sends a cross into the box. Asari sends it towards Andrews, and flag stays down. That cross came through the penalty box. Burkhart again across, trying to get a header on it. Cleared out by the defense. Now Behar, one more chance. That's blocked by Jean-Louis, and that's gonna do it after 45 minutes of play. Good of the goal to get the equalizer for Stony Brook in the 12th minute. And we are set to go here in the second half. Both teams really trying to end their seasons on a positive note. Both teams will miss an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament. Boston College can go on a historic run in the ACC tournament. But Stony Brook will miss the cut as Klein comes out. And that's one that he'll put on the highlight reel. Beautifully done to hold on. He was going backwards, even fell and was able to hold on to it. It's one of those that you start looking at plays like that when you're trying to put your highlight reel for either the MLS draft or potential scouting from some teams. That's gonna go out of play, so the throw-in will come from the far side. Christian Behar with a pair of shots, along with Max Andrews to lead the Eagles. Bijkus and Alik are the ones with the 2 shots for Stony Brook. And for the Seawolves, they did a really good job settling into their defense after giving up that goal to Andrews. Were able to control possession for a majority of the end of that first half. Here's Murphy. Heavy touch, and it's deflected. Eagles will keep it. Burkhart will turn. There's plenty of space here. Trying to sneak in behind was Behar, and Gets an opportunity, blocked. Jean-Louis says not today. It's the second time Jean-Louis has come in and blocked a shot, was able to save a potential goal off the goal line on an opportunity from Boston College. But he has put his body on the line a couple of times here in this match to prevent the Eagles from finding the back of the net. It's a corner, the 10th for Boston College. Deep corner again, set to the front of the goal. Ask Eklund, trying to tip it back to Murphy. Got deflected on its way through. Now Gundelach, but it was sent in off the shoulder. Good look there on that sequence for the Eagles on their 10th corner of the match. A deep ball. Gundelach will just let it roll out of play to get the throw in. Had to shield Bitchkus from getting to that one. Jonas has been pretty involved after a little, maybe quiet 15 minutes to start the match. He's been facilitating some offense and trying to generate scoring opportunities. Killeen looking up the right side, had Murphy streaking. Even the coaching staff saw Murphy, but Marcy Killeen will go to the opposite end. Good defense again from Burkhart. Kicks that one out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in coming up for Stony Brook. Trying to take advantage of the Eagles appealing to the official, but the head official will reset the throw-in. Looks like at the correct spot of where the ball went out. Jean-Louis, some space here. The sophomore finds the pass through the middle. Penny, good feed. Now near side for a lick. Sends the cross in, low cross, had somebody backdoor. Couple of players there, including Bitchkus. Just couldn't connect. A couple of those low crosses for Stony Brook have really created some dangerous scoring opportunities. We're here at the Newton Soccer Complex in Newton, Massachusetts, all tied at 1-1 between Stony Brook and Boston College. I'm Luis Sanchez, happy to be with you for some ACC soccer on ACC Network Extra. Both teams will have one more conference game to go, trying to pick up their first conference wins. Stony Brook 0-5-2 in conference, while the Eagles 0-4-3 in ACC play. Guarino to the left side from Murphy, trying to catch up with it. It goes out of play. Another corner for Boston College. No, it's actually wasn't deflected. It looked like Murphy might have tipped it, but instead he did not touch it. And now Sandy will have the goal kick. First meeting between these two teams since 2000. It was the only meeting in program history between Stony Brook and Boston College. The Seawolves with a victory back when the Eagles were in the Big East. Another chance. Taking away some contact there after the play. More play on. Jean-Louis on the near side. Feeds it down low. Bitchkus tries to give and go. Had to reset there with a lick. Now Jean-Louis back to a lick. Keeps his eyes up. Trying to find an opportunity here against Murphy. Murphy does a good job staying in front. Cross still comes in, and now cleared out. Yes, Eklund putting some pressure here. Tai to the near side. Has a lick again, trying to send this one into the box, but it's right towards Klein. 6 teams make the CAA tournament. Monmouth and Charleston have clinched spots at 4-1-3 and 4-1-2 respectively. Those two at the top of the table in the CAA. Cross goes back door. It's headed but out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick. Looked like Arsen Melkunyan came in. Melkunyan was a sub there at the end of the first half. Just couldn't get the accurate header on it. We're talking about Olsen Alick. Had 4 assists last year, was second most on the team, ended the year with a career high 16 points. Now gets a start in back-to-back games. First point of the year for Alick. Back to the opposite end. Trying to space out this Boston College defense, and now it's Salini. Eagles again creating the turnover. When they're able to cut off those angles and send the double team in, Stony Brook hasn't really had responses. A long kick for Gundelach. That's off the body of Jean-Louis, so has to play it there before it goes out of play. Burkhart tries to earn that, get some support from Murphy. Jonathan Murphy, the senior from Monson, Massachusetts, graduate from Loomis Chaffee down in Connecticut. Now opposite end for Andrews. Finds Colleen. Eagles just forcing Stony Brook back now as they get closer towards that attacking third. Right back to Burkhart. Trying to get it to Murphy again. So Murphy has just been riding that defensive line, trying to sneak in behind, but the passes haven't really put him in a good position. As Burkhart and Donquois, they collide and will exchange some words. Looked like Burkhart just came in, didn't really have control or balance. So a foul called against Boston College. Jean-Louis gets the whistle to go. Vichku tried to jump up, but had a couple of players there for the Eagles get in the way. There's a lick again. Another touch. Back out to Donquois. Donquois towards the top of the box. Salini. Good touch there to move forward. Now pushes off Melkunyan. And a foul called against Boston College. Melkunyan not happy about the call, but it's going to be a free kick coming up for the Seawolves. Just over 10 minutes have gone by here in the second half. Nothing too dangerous for either team, but Stony Brook with a set piece here on the free kick. They'll line up the bodies at the top of the box, send the cross in. That one a little too low. They played right back to Beckhoven. Trying to make a move into the box. Cross comes in, but no one there. Settled here on the near side. A lick gets by Murphy, but had some support there on the defensive end. Eagles clear it out. Now it's going to be a deep throw in for Boston College. Now it's the 8th week of 9 in ACC play. Eagles have a bye-in conference schedule, so they have this non-conference matchup against Stony Brook. Pitt, the leading team in conference, #1 team. On the season, 11-3 overall and 5-1 in ACC play. Opposite way it goes. In the box. but no foul called, so a good defensive stand for Boston College. Again, the official has let both teams play. We do have both teams over 6 fouls each. Boston College now up to 9 fouls. Stony Brook trying to send some pressure here. They were able to create some turnovers against Boston College that led to scoring opportunities in the first. One of the seniors celebrated here on Senior Day, be on that back line with Gundala and Max Andrews. Colleen back to the opposite end. Eagles have to reset again. Eagles 1-1-1 in their last 3 matches. Had a tie in conference play against Notre Dame, picked up a 5-1 victory against Suffolk University. Dropped a tough result against Virginia, 1-0. A couple of subs checking back in. For Boston College, it would be Marco Dos Santos and Michael Asari. Dos Santos was active in that first half. We'll see if Boston College tries to go to him a couple of times here in the second. Long throw into the box. Bounces and right to the hands of Sandy. Sandy has been aggressive. He's come out a couple of times to make some plays on some of these opportunities for Boston College, which have not given them a second chance. Long kick goes all the way past midfield and out of play for a throw-in. Sandy has also looked good in net after giving up that opening goal. He's also got a lot of support from his defense. Jean-Louis with the throw-in. Good turn away from trouble. Right back to the near side. A lick, trying to size up the defense. Takes a turn, draws in 2 more, and now in a tough spot here towards the corner. Still able to flick it back to his teammate, and a cross comes in, but to the side of the net. So a good effort there for a lick. Just couldn't connect with Donqual, and it goes right back to Boston College. But again, the Seawolves have tilted the pitch in their favor towards the end of that first half, and it's carrying over here into the second. Eagles just trying to find the right combinations out there. Boyd to the near side, looks for Burkhart. Another chance to try to turn and get the action going for Dos Santos. Burkhart now plays the role of facilitator in the middle. A sophomore from Sutton, Massachusetts, played in the New England Revs Academy as that one deflects wide. It's going to be a goal kick coming up for Sandy. Well, the Seawolves doing a good job keeping Ask Eklund in check for majority of this match. 8 goals, 17 points on 17 shots on goal this season. He has not had a quality look on net here against Sandy. Kind of like Harrison for Stony Brook, the double team usually comes for Eklund as soon as the ball is heading in his direction. So he's been quick to release it today. 50-50 balls won there by the Eagles. Still in the air, and now resets here to the defense. Free kick comes for Boston College. There's a little bridge there as Dos Santos was trying to play it. Looks like you got a piece of flurry there, so flurry came in a little too aggressive, so the official's gonna rule it against Boston College. So Sandy will send everyone up. Lineup is kick here. Again, a first team last year, all selection. On the season now. Back on the near side for Jean-Louis. A lick. Gets the feed. Try to force it back out. Now the double team to the corner. Olsen Alick has put himself in some precarious situations here in the second half, taking that ball to the corner. This time it's going to lead to a throw-in for Stony Brook. So corner will come on the near side. Excuse me, throw-in will come from the near side. That one gets deep into the box. Tipped off the back and now cleared out. So Leo Guarino had to force that one upfield. Ask Eklund beelined it from inside the penalty box all the way downfield, trying to jump the lane on that throw-in. Trying to get some teammates to go in with him, and now the Eagles will try to match up here on the throw-in. Asari creates the turnover. Now Boston College able to create the turnover. That's what the Eagles were able to do well in the first half. Match up, make sure the bodies for the red jerseys were not uneven. Now another chance for Stony Brook to go the other way. Here's a race. Brennan Klein comes out. Colleen back to Burkhart. Now Gundelach. Slow down the pace here for the Eagles. 25 minutes remaining here in the second half. All tied at 1-1. 2 goals in the opening 12 minutes. One by Max Andrews for Boston College. The other for Olsen Alick. His first goal of the season, and there was a foul called against Asari. Eagles looking for a winning home record for the 6th time in the last 7 seasons. Might be able to get that with a win here tonight. Played well here at the Newton Soccer Complex. A couple of years ago, Boston College able to take down a couple of ranked teams. Battled with some ranked teams here this season as well. Another chance that goes out of play. Deflected by Dos Santos. That's going to go in towards the net, and Klein just watches it go over, so that's going to be a corner for Stony Brook. It's going to be the 3rd corner for the Seawolves. Going to the far side is Fleury. The sophomore, along with Cellini, have been in charge of the set pieces. It's another deep kick that goes back end and too heavy from Donqua. He's a little frustrated with himself. Thought he could have touched that one a little lighter. Looked like Jean-Louis was going to go take the throw in, but instead he'll set up on the left side. They'll leave it for Bruno Penny, who has the deep throw ability. Last time he got that one in. Another clearance for Boston College. Shot from the outside is going to go over the crossbar. That was Penny again. Eagles had 10 shots against Notre Dame. They're up to 9 shots here in this matchup. They were held to just 4 shots against Virginia. Burkhart looks for Gundelach, and now Boston College again starts with the defense upfield. Couple of subs for Boston College. Still no subs here for Stony Brook. There's a foul on the far side. Looks like Dos Santos is the one that went down, and we will see our first card of the match. Dos Santos was trying to come in defensively and play that ball back. So he will set up just outside the box. Stony Brook will send a wall out here to prevent the clean look. Brian Toro getting ready to check in. Eagles will send Gundalak inside the 5. We'll have Colleen as well, and Max Andrews sets up towards the back door. Also got Mark Boy out there as well inside the 18. Dos Santos sends it up to Guarino. Guarino, a shot that's deflected before it gets in, and now in transition. Donqual just didn't have enough left. Behar, who's moving up here on the near side, was calling for it. Now Jack Burkhart sees him. Azasari making a run. A lick cut off that angle, and now right back to Burkhart. Boy on the near side. Getting some action here on that defensive line. Dos Santos looks into the box, had asked Eklund. Service wasn't there. Masari now to Behar. Behar finds an avenue. Behar still in front, keeps the ball there, but and then it was deflected on the tip pass. That was beautifully done by Bruno Penny. Came in and just got a piece of that ball to alter it, and Asari is going to kick it out of play for the throw-in. Christian Behar, kind of like a stew. You can put them anywhere and still taste good, makes it work. Gives you that type of action. Behar has continued to grow after last year, finding a role in the starting lineup. Bob Thompson really happy with the way he plays and what he's been able to do on and off the pitch to become a better player. And now Behar reaping the rewards. So it looks like we'll get a stoppage here. Sorry, we'll get a talking to. Both teams during warm-ups today had these orange cones that they were trying to do these triangle passing drills with. It's kind of paying off here for Stony Brook. They've been able to, even when double team comes, work through it and find opportunities. There's another ball into the box. Jean-Louis trying to play the hot. Some contact here on the near side, but it's going to be a throw-in for Boston College. So Guarino is just waiting for that one, both Guarino and Dos Santos, and it's going to go out of play. Another opportunity here for Stony Brook to get the rush going again. Space and time on the left side for the Seawolves. There's Harrison. First time we've said his name here in the second half. Cross into the box, cleared out. Now Eklund looking for Guarino. Couple of transfers connecting for Boston College. Another turnover for Fleury. Trying to find an opening. Gets it, but not in time for Harrison. Shot from Jean-Louis was blocked. And now Eklund with Dos Santos. Now Eklund. Looking for a pass on the left side for Guarino. You know those Spanish players love their beans. Back to the near side. Now Behar, cross into the box, almost kicked in, but it's gonna go to the line, stays alive. Now Asari trying to play it. Khalid, a shot off the fist of Sandy. Oh, and look at that. Did he keep it in? No, he didn't. That would have been a sick play there on the back end for Rashawn Sandy if he was able to hold on, but initial save was good enough. It's gonna be a corner for Boston College. So Dos Santos will set up in the corner. Kind of like me on Halloween, passing out candy corn, just waiting for the right moment. Gets the header in. Asari tries to turn and shoot. So another goal kick coming up. Kind of incredible to think that 2 goals happened early on. We had multiple shots on goal, 1 for Stony Brook, about 2 for Boston College in that first half in the opening 12-15 minutes. But since then, it's been pretty quiet. Both goalies doing a good job. But really the defenses in front have not allowed anything easy for the Seawolves. A couple of goal line saves from the defense. Here's Brian Toro, a freshman. Trying to dance in is Dos Santos. Dos Santos just trying to earn that ball back, but Donqua was able to take it away. Again, it's that double team for Stony Brook that has provided some havoc here for Boston College. They just haven't been able to find the opening when both players come in from the sides. There's a long throw in here again. Looking for Andrews, and it's gonna be another corner kick for Boston College. It will be their 12th of the match, already a season high for the Eagles in corner kicks. Try to stack the box again. Asari will make the run first. Good cross, it goes in! Golazo! From the corner, Olympico for Dos Santos. 3rd goal of the year, and he will celebrate with the crowd here in Newton. Boston College takes the lead back 2-1. How about that for Boston College? Dos Santos had a little bit of a break at the end of the first half, gets subbed back on here in the second. 3rd goal of the season, and on the 12th corner for Boston College, Marco Dos Santos with Al Olympico. Now Stony Brook was able to respond 7 minutes later after Boston College's first goal by Max Andrews. They have generated more of these scoring opportunities here in the second, so can they respond? The Eagles defense really locking in here in the second half. Jean-Louis trying to get that one behind the defense. That was a good ball, but taken away by Boy here on the near side. He kicks it out of play. So a throw-in comes for Stony Brook. And you can see the anticipation. The Eagles trying to send players to unmarked jerseys. Dos Santos again. Donqua sends it in, but wide of the net. 13 shots for Boston College, 5 on goal. They have 12 corners and just 1 offside called. 6 shots, 1 on goal for Stony Brook. Been called for 8 fouls. They have 3 corners, 2 offsides, one of which negated a goal. This is tipped towards Guarino. Now Christian Behar. A reset here to Boy. Well, this Boston College offense, kind of like the evolution of a butterfly. Sometimes it takes a little bit more time to get out of that cocoon. And there's going to be another corner drawn. But man, once that cocoon hacks, it is beautiful, and we have seen it here from the offense. Dos Santos will go back for the corner. Corner comes in. Another good turn on that one. Had some English, but off the hands. There's a shot. Oh, split save. Sandy just got low. Now Behar back to Dos Santos. Sends another cross into the box. Sandy came out to punch it. Rebound, header, deflects off the line and cleared. Oh, we'll look at that one. Sandy is down, but it's a one-on-one here for a lick. A lick to the right side. Tries to get Klein to bite. Shoots. Scores! Golazo! Sandy is still down in his cage. The rest of the Seawolves celebrate by the corner flag. A 2-goal game for Olsen a lick. First 2 goals in the first half, 7 minutes apart. 2 goals in the second half, now 3 minutes apart. Now the focus turns on Rashawn Sandy, who had to make 3 or 4 saves on that sequence from Boston College, one of which was literally a split save, and then got right back up to punch it out. And that sent Olsen a lick down the pitch on a one-on-one with Brendan Klein. 2 defenders draped on his back. He makes a beautiful move to the right. It opens up Klein's 5-hole, and he sneaks that one through. We are all tied at official has checked on Rashawn Sandy. Trainers out there for Stony Brook. Olsen a lick. The graduate student from New York. Spent his junior year and senior year with the Seawolves, coming off of 2 state cups with Lake Grove United. Had some experience with the U17 World Cup team for Haiti. And after scoring no goals, no points all season long, he has picked up 2 goals here against Boston College. Last year he had 6 goals for the Seawolves. It's his first career multi-goal game for Stony Brook. That comes in the 76th minute here against Boston College. Looks like a new career high in points as well in a match. Well, Lake had a goal and an assist in an 8-0 rout of St. Joseph's. Now 2 goals in this matchup, and both just beautifully placed goals against Brendan Klein. Michael Asari tries to get in behind the defense. That's forced off his foot. And Penny again, who's been matched up with Asari for the most part today, clears it. It's going to be another corner for the Eagles. On the near side, Guarino will get the corner here. So it's on his right foot. Good to see Sandy back up. Goes back in, popped back up, but not on target, so a goal kick coming up. Well, we said it here Seawolves were able to respond in the first. They respond again here in the second half. So Sandy will send this one up the pitch to the left side. Guarino, quick touch. Now Toro comes in to try to earn it back against Donqua. And the Eagles will have it now in some space. Behar looks for Asari, cuts it back. Now Michael Asari tries to turn the corner. Good defense on the near side. It was Ryota Kono, product from Japan, comes in as a sub here, and now Kono thought it went over the line, but stayed right on the line, and Asari was able to get it back from Christian Behar. So Behar keeps that ball in play. Eagles just trying to generate opportunities. Good dispossession again. Kono earns it back. Boy, he was able to leave that one for Colleen. So Max Andrews and Marco Dos Santos, the goals for Boston College. 2 goals from Osen Alik. Cross comes in. A couple of red jerseys there, able to clear it out, but Dos Santos tries to fight for it, deflects off of his body, goes out of play for another goal kick here for Sandy. We're talking about Sandy and those plays that he made against Boston College, which could have turned this one into a 3-1 game. Instead, it's a 2-2 match. Take a look. 7 minutes apart in the first, 3 minutes apart here in the second. Behar comes in, but a good job here for Jean-Louis. Corner again for Boston College. Guarino will set up. Again, they'll put Gundelach in towards Sandy. That's been what's working for the Eagles. Get some big bodies in front of Sandy. Just at 6'1". Gundelach at 6'2". They got Boy at 6'4". Looks like also Marcy Colleen is in there. Sandy just trying to call out where to put players. Looks like Guarino's actually going to come off the pitch. So there was a stoppage here, and not sure if it's an injury sub, but Leo Guarino kind of walking to the BC bench. And Danny Istanbuli will come check in for Leo Guarino. So the Eagles again reset, and looks like Stony Brook will also match with a sub. Finley Oliver, the 6'5" forward, sophomore from New York, will check in. That's some good size in there for Stony Brook. He'll match up with Gundelach on that backside. Takes a couple deflections, Asari. Back to Dos Santos. Sends across. That's gonna spin around Andrews, so he's gonna have to replay it back out towards Brian Toro. And now, Christian Behar. We're gonna reset. So the corner doesn't work out for the Eagles, but they'll try to pull out Stony Brook. Backhand asked Eklund. Toro from the top of the box, tried to cut it across, goes to the foot of Behar. And that one's forced back out towards Colleen. Stony Brook being active on the defensive end. They're sending the forwards and mids to put some pressure against this BC defense. See Harrison as well as Oliver trying to force BC into quicker passes. Back to the near side, taken by Dos Santos. He'll size it up here against Jean-Louis, cuts to the left. He's taken down in the box. That's gonna be a penalty kick for Boston College. Jean-Louis could not stop Dos Santos from turning the corner. Commits the foul inside the box, and it will be a penalty kick coming up for Boston College. Not too much of a complaint from the Stony Brook side. Ask Eklund 1 for 1 on penalty kicks. Leo Guarino as well. Dos Santos will take this one himself. Dos Santos with 2 steps back. Rashawn Sandy making moves. Dos Santos, golazo! Off the penalty kick, Marco Dos Santos puts Boston College back on top. 2 goals for the sophomore, and the Eagles lead 3-2 with 10 minutes remaining. Well, Dos Santos had not scored since September 17th against Siena. He's able to find the back of the net twice here today. And Boston College with another lead, their 3rd lead of the match. Dos Santos, a 2-goal game for the Eagles. Looks like some contact there, and Ask Eklund is going to draw the foul. You can hear the contact from up here. Well, Dos Santos chose Boston College over Virginia to be closer to family. And since coming to Boston College, he's been in the starting lineup for the Eagles, and he has really grown into that role. Colleen will get the free kick, has Behar to the left side, and that's where he'll go. He goes back on the defensive end. Now 9 minutes remaining here in the second half. Stony Brook trying to find a response. They've been able to find 2 so far today. A little miscommunication with Kono on the pass from Bichkus. And now the Eagles will control possession, try to control the time. Couple of career firsts in this matchup. Max Andrews with his first career goal. Olsen Alick with his first multi-goal game of his career, as well as Marco Dos Santos. Osari just mishit it. Had the right idea there with some pressure coming and a good look on the net, but it's just going to be a mishit for Osari. It's going to go all the way back for Boston College as Andrews will get the throw in. Five goals here tonight between Stony Brook and Boston College. We knew it would be a battle But this has been an epic battle. Long kick and some contact there. So a foul on the back end of that play.
Play left mid. Michael up top. Michael up top next to Ash.
Sandy will get it here and try to play it.
Good pressure on the ball when it's out wide.
Now Brian Toro. They'll reset back to Brennan Klein. Eagles trying to hold on here. Pick up their second win in 3 games after defeating Suffolk before the draw against Notre Dame. Stony Brook University, really beautiful campus in Stony Brook, New York. Boy now tries to turn with some space, feeds the wing on the left side, but little miscommunication there as Behar kind of walks back with his arms out. Sandy again tries to go quick after the goal kick was awarded. Turned over. Eklund at the right spot. Eklund cuts it back to the left. Passes, shot. It's deflected again at the goal line. Istanbuli was denied. That's now the 3rd goal line save of this match for Stony Brook. Istanbuli tried to make a play. Looked like he almost lost a cleat there. Comes right back in after adjusting the cleat. Look at that play. And this time, lost some equipment. Flag is up. Sorry, could have had a breakaway there, but it's going to be offside against the Eagles. Well, it started in the first. Max Andrews' first goal of the season. Marcos Dos Santos, 2 goals in a span of 8 minutes for Boston College to put them on top 3-2. For Stony Brook, the 2 goals for the Seawolves. Olsen Alik, his first 2-goal game of his career. 5 minutes remaining, so you got a sense of urgency from the Seawolves sideline. You're gonna see a bunch of red jerseys pushing forward here to put some pressure on Boston College. Klein will get the go-ahead for the goal kick. Eklund, push from behind, will draw the foul. Well, the Eagles will hit the road for the regular season finale at North Carolina next Friday. Stony Brook will have a matchup against William and Mary. And then the regular season will come to an end. Behar looks sorry, trying to keep it in front. Asari, oh, mama! That's on the top shelf. Oh, and some moves after. Michael Asari is filthy. 4-2 Boston College. A shot from the outside for Michael Asari. He buries it. Some insurance for Boston College in the 87th minute. And the Eagles break it open here in the second half. It's the 2nd goal of the year for the freshman. Now up to 6 points in his first year, and he was looking for opportunities. Stony Brook did not make it easy. This time he takes a shot from the outside, a couple of somersaults, some flips. There's some contact there in front of the box. Looks like Gundalak got the contact in the head. So 3:27, the clock will stop here on the injury. Michael Asari makes it 4-2 for Boston College. Eagles with 20 shots in the match, 10 shots on goal. 15 corners for Boston College. Andrews sends it up. Dodo now trying to apply some pressure. Jean-Louis looking down the wing, just can't connect with Kono. CJ Williams gonna check in. Looks like Moritz Gundalak will get a much-deserved rest. Not only great defense, but getting in on all 15 of those corners for the Eagles, trying to provide a screen in front of Rashawn Sandy. This is gonna go back towards Williams, who sends that one out of play, so it would be a throw in here for Stony Brook. Back out for Cellini. Tried to get the cross in. Dos Santos blocks it out of play, so the throw in will come. Right back towards the top of the box, towards Williams. It's cleared out. Transition plays for Boston College here in the second half have opened it up. They found some offense after a fairly quiet start to the half. Tahi trying to send that one up. It was a run by Oliver, just couldn't catch up with it. And now Toro. Split the D. That deflected pass just went by Dos Santos. He'll try to earn it back, but instead it's Harrison. Now to the near side. Low cross, back for Harrison. Cuts it to the left. There's a shot over the crossbar. Shows you how dangerous Harrison can be. That's such a good left foot, as he just opened up a little bit of space and had a 4-2 lead for Boston College with 1 minute remaining here in the match.
1 minute.
Be a goal kick for Klein coming out. Eagles team that will try to go on the road, earn a victory against North Carolina, position themselves in a better place for the ACC tournament. All 15 teams making the tournament. There's a shot. It's gonna go wide of the net. So Klein will set up the goal kick, but a 2-goal deficit, just too much to surmount here for Stony Brook in the closing seconds of this matchup. The Seawolves will drop to 3-9-3 on the season, while Boston College will improve to 5-4-6 on the year. And the final horn sounds, and Boston College is victorious in a hard-fought battle against the Seawolves of Stony Brook University.